Are you ready for an adventure? A very special adventure? Then let's begin. Make sure you are nice and comfortable. Close your eyes and relax. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Deep breath in and slowly breathe out. One more time. Deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Now imagine that it's Christmas Eve and you are very excited. You are tucked up in your warm and cozy bed, and there is a nightlight giving a lovely warm glow to the room. It's been snowing all day, and it's still snowing now. And you know that when you get up in the morning, there will be a beautiful, fresh, white blanket covering all that you see. A beautiful blanket of snow. Whilst you are lying there, thinking your lovely thoughts, you hear a strange jingly sound, and it's coming from outside of your window. So you listen even harder. You can't identify it at first, but you kind of think it sounds like sleigh bells. Sleigh bells softly tinkling outside your window. It can't be. Can it be? Really? Can you hear the sleigh bells? How exciting! So you get up and you look out of the window, and just a few feet away from you, hovering in the air, is a very large, empty sleigh. You are flabbergasted. As you look at the sleigh, you realise that there are very large reindeers tethered to it. Lots of them. And you look to see if the first one has a red nose, but you're not sure. But you do see a lot of very happy reindeer. And it kind of looks like the first one is smiling too. You take a good long look, wondering if what you are seeing is it really there? Well, yes, it is. It is really there. One of the reindeer speaks to you, and your mouth drops open. Well, in shock, really. A talking reindeer. Surely that's not possible. Yes, it is possible. He tells you that he has been asked by someone special to bring you to them. They have been asked to collect you and take you to the North Pole. The North Pole. Well, we all know who lives there, don't we? You are so excited that you cannot speak. You just giggle a lot. You climb aboard the beautiful red and gold sleigh and get comfortable. There is even a big, thick, soft, fluffy blanket to cover you with and keep you nice and warm. And you're going to need it too, as it is very cold where you are going. The reindeer start to move, and you find that the sleigh is moving very quickly as you begin your journey over the rooftops. You're flying high, and you can see all of the chimney pots on the rooftops as you glide past them. You can see over all of the trees and tall buildings too. You look down at the town, seeing it completely covered with snow, and it looks delightful. You can see all the lights shining brightly in the windows, making the town look so peaceful, and all of the houses so warm and inviting. Have a look, see what else you can see from way up here. You fly over the snowy lands, and it looks so clean and so fresh. And you fly over a magnificent snow-covered forest. The trees are all shiny and sparkling, and their branches are heavy with snow. The reindeer begin to slow down, and you find yourself landing in the magical snowy forest. The reindeer are now trotting on the ground, pulling the heavy sleigh behind them. You look all around you as you ride through the forest, now and again seeing a small animal peeking out from behind the trees and then dashing back to the safety of their woodland home. Seeing the amazing birds overhead as they fly from branch to branch. It's so beautiful here, so magical, so peaceful. The snow is still falling, like tiny flower petals just floating slowly down from the sky. The forest now opens up into a big clearing, and you can see a big pathway, big enough for the reindeer to pull the sleigh on. At the end of the pathway sits a lovely old wooden house, with a warm, cosy glow coming from the windows. And there is smoke floating out of the chimney too. Set back behind the house, you can just see a very large workshop with fairy lights glittering all over it. It's so sparkly and so bright. The reindeer bring the sleigh to a halt just outside the glittering workshop. And you see an elf has come out from the workshop to greet you. And he has the biggest smile on his face. He asks you to come inside out of the cold and offers to show you around the workshop to see how things are made. You see that there are many, many elves all working away on various things, all magical things. There are so many different toys in all colours and sizes. There are cars and dolls. There are games and puzzles. There are cuddly teddy bears and bikes, and so many, many more toys. And you are so happy to be here, to be in Santa's workshop with the wonderful elves. There is a huge candy cane workshop as well, where you can even eat the furniture if you want to. But you decide not to do that, otherwise the elves would have nowhere to sit now, would they? You see a chocolate workshop too. It's the place where all the lovely sweeties are made. There is also a special chocolate that doesn't melt. Wow! Inside the chocolate workshop is a big chest filled with sweets that never go down. The big chest never gets empty. The kind elf asks you if you would like to make your very own toy. A toy that Santa can give to all the other children, and it be made by you. And you can even give the toy a name. Maybe you give the toy your name. So you sit down at a workbench and design your toy. So for a little while, work on your toy. After you finish making your toy, you hand it to the elf, who checks it over and says how pleased he is with you for making such a grand toy. He places your beautiful toy on the shelf and asks you if you would like to explore on your own now. And you say, "Oh yes, please." You can now search for yourself to see what other rooms there are. So go ahead, have fun. The elf comes back now to collect you after all of your exploring, and he takes you to the beautiful glowing wooden house. He knocks on the door and it is opened by Mrs. Claus, Santa's wife. She looks so lovely and so jolly, and she is ever so happy to see you. She takes you into the sitting room and you sit in a big old leather armchair next to the roaring fire. And you notice that sitting opposite you is Santa. Santa, oh my. Santa smiles at you and tells you to have some of Mrs. Claus' homemade lemonade and cakes. You say thank you and then pick up the biggest piece of your favourite cake you have ever seen. And it is delicious. Santa tells you that you have been extra good this year, and for that he gives you a special gift just for you. Something just for you. Something you have always wanted. What is it? What is the special gift Santa has just for you? Take this time to spend with Santa, to talk to him, to tell him about all the things you've done this year, about how good you are, and how you love your family and your friends, and how kind you've been to all of the animals. So sit with Santa for a few minutes, just have a chat. Now it's time for you to return home. So you say thank you to Santa and to Mrs. Claus for letting you visit with them. You step outside to see that the reindeer have brought the sleigh to you, and you climb aboard. You wave goodbye as the reindeer lift the sleigh into the air. The journey back home is at lightning speed. You whiz over the clearing and over the magical forest. You whiz over the rooftops, seeing the chimney pots again and the smoke from the fires drifting up into the sky. And before you know it, you are outside your bedroom window again. You climb back in through your bedroom window and turn to say thank you to the reindeer for this lovely surprise. You say goodbye and wave them off. And you watch as the sleigh glides through the sky and off into the distance, and you can no longer see it. It's still snowing outside, and your room is all warm and cozy. You close your window and climb back into bed. As you close your eyes, you wonder to yourself, did that really happen? Did I really just meet Santa? Well, yes, you did just meet Santa. So you smile happily to yourself, giving a big sigh of contentment, and slowly but surely you drift off to sleep. Have a very Merry Christmas, everybody, with lots and lots of love from Anthony and Leslie at New Horizon.